Xbox just announced some massive boosts in performance when it comes to the Xbox Series X versus the PlayStation 5. This is something that Xbox has been talking about for a very long time, and now they're showing the huge advantage they have over the PlayStation 5 platform. Let's get into this write-up and see what Xbox has to say. Hey everyone, thanks for stopping by and checking out the channel. If you like the content, remember to hit that subscribe button and that like button. The support is greatly appreciated. And if you want to be notified about future content, hit that little bell icon. But now let's move on to this massive announcement Xbox just had when it comes to the Xbox Series X and S platforms, which is the fact that they just added almost 100 games with an FPS boost. And most of these games are last generation games you might have missed, but are still massive games that are still being played today. And to be honest, it's games I've even been wanting to play again or even give a try, but I just didn't want to deal with the 30 FPS that was attached to them. Well, that's all behind us as Xbox continues to provide some of the best value in gaming when it comes to the FPS boosts. In fact, here's what's said by Xbox and what they want to provide to us gamers for free. Games featuring FPS Boost. Back in February 2021, we shared via Xbox Wire the backward compatibility team developed FPS Boost, a feature employing a variety of new methods for nearly doubling the original frame rate on select titles. Higher, steadier frame rates make games visually smoother, resulting in more immersive gameplay. We partnered closely with developers to enhance the experience while maintaining the game's original intent. And while not applicable to all games, these new techniques can push game engines to render more quickly for a buttery smooth experience beyond what the original game might have delivered due to the limitations of the hardware at the time. Okay, so the first thing I want to point out is that this FPS boost is a lot bigger than most people will admit. In fact, it's something I've wanted from consoles for the longest time, which is 60 FPS or 120 FPS on certain games. That includes games from last generation that I'll go back to play when I feel like it. And from the looks of this technology, we can see that Xbox has been working hand in hand with a lot of developers to make this happen. As they said here that they were partnering closely with developers to enhance the applications in all of the games, but also keep the game intact as it was meant to be played. For me, this is a huge advantage that PS5 just isn't matching. Now, I'm not saying that to cause a console war, I'm saying that because it's just true. Sony hasn't nearly provided the type of support that Xbox is giving to older games. Yet Xbox has been dropping FPS boosted games for months and continues to do so. Like the write-up says right here. Update, May 3rd, 2021. Today we release our largest drop of games featuring FPS boost to date, bringing the total titles boosted to 97, many of which are included in Xbox Game Pass and EA Play, included with an Xbox Game Pass Ultimate subscription. That's right, you heard that right. 97 games, almost 100 games that have been given a free FPS boost. Let me repeat that really quick. Free FPS boost. Everything here is free and it's even hassle-free for the developers that made the games. This is all on Xbox to provide, and it's something that they've invested money into doing, because this isn't an easy feat and it isn't something that can just be flipped on a switch like some people think. Instead, this takes time, and Xbox hired developers to take the time to make this happen on their end, which I respect. And I'll highlight some of the great games that are getting this FPS boost. We have Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered, Assassin's Creed Rogue Remastered, and Assassin's Creed Unity, Battlefield 1, 4, 5, and Hardline, Dragon Age Inquisition, Far Cry 4 and 5, New Dawn and Primal, Halo Wars 2, the Metro games, Prey, Titanfall 2, The Division, and of course Star Wars Battlefront 1 and 2. As you can see, there's a good mix of single player games and of course multiplayer games, which is great because it shows that they're taking the time to get all of the types of games that we play. But the one type of game I want to concentrate on here is the multiplayer games, because it would seem that Sony was holding back gamers when it came to crossplay after a leaked document showed just how anti-consumer Sony was being during the PS4 era. And I bring this up because while Xbox is giving people all these free FPS boosts and all these free features, Sony for a long time has been holding gamers back from actually playing with each other. Here's what the article has to say. It's no secret that Sony held back PS4 cross-platform play for years, but new confidential documents and emails revealed just how much Sony was against letting people play the same games with their friends on other platforms. Sony initially blocked cross-platform play for both Rocket League and Minecraft, despite Nintendo and Microsoft both enabling players to play across Xbox and Switch. The issue really blew up when Sony blocked Fortnite crossplay in 2018, and the players were angry. It now appears that Sony may have been holding out to offset potential revenue losses. In the months leading up to Sony's decision to block Fortnite crossplay in 2018, Epic Games had pleaded with Sony to enable crossplay. Emails in the Epic Games vs. Apple case reveal, "I can't think of a scenario where Epic Games doesn't get what we want. That possibility went out the door when Fortnite became the biggest game on PlayStation," said Joe Craner, Epic's Vice President of Business Development. Okay, there's a lot to unpack here, but again, it's something that's extremely hard to hear. First of all, it's annoying that Sony completely blocked crossplay on other platforms, all because they thought first about their revenue and only that. That is one of the most anti-consumer things I can think of, and I'm almost positive most people will make an excuse saying it's a business, and that's their decision so they can make more money. When in reality, I don't care about Sony's money making, or Microsoft's money making, or Nintendo's money making. I care about being competitive with everyone, and I care about Sony providing gamers with things that other platforms are, which is crossplay and making that the standard. Now, of course, this is a leaked documentation, and most people will say it's just a leak and might not be real, but it's actually something that is even being talked about by Epic Games CEO Tim Sweeney. Here's what's said about the situation. Epic Games CEO Tim Sweeney confirmed in testimony today that Sony is the only platform holder that requires this compensation for crossplay. In certain circumstances, Epic will have to pay additional revenue to Sony, said Sweeney. If somebody were primarily playing on PlayStation but paying on iPhone, then this might trigger compensation. Sweeney also revealed that Epic had to agree to pay these additional fees to Sony in order to enable crossplay in Fortnite. Sony also stipulates the policy that publishers can't transfer virtual currency to or from PlayStation, and that there must be a setting to disable all cross-platform interactions. So to put this in layman terms, Sony didn't want to give its gamers crossplay where they can play with their friends across no matter what platform they're on, unless they get a revenue cut from Epic Games because of Fortnite, which explains why they blocked so many developers from enabling crossplay on their games for so long. Talk about one of the most anti-consumer moves I've read about in a very long time. And yet again, once Sony started building some momentum about their platform with Returnal, their old-fashioned ways of doing things comes and bites them right back. This to me is something gamers should be furious about, especially when other companies like Microsoft and Nintendo were so easy to allow this, because they didn't care about the small revenue they would lose from this. Instead, they saw it as a cool thing for gamers to have and felt like it was the right thing to do. Did they get goodwill and maybe some money for it? Sure. But they didn't blatantly block crossplay like Sony did, and they didn't hold back gamers for years on end because they just wanted to make a few extra dollars from this. And don't get me wrong, I know crossplay is enabled and I'm happy it is, but this is just a glimpse inside what Sony does in the background that has hindered a lot of games' potential growth because they wanted to get their cut of the pie. And in the article, it says that Sony backed down at the end of 2018, and I'm glad they did. But again, this is something that should be known so we understand what companies are capable of. And it's hard to read this after we see Xbox provides all these free updates and performance boosts to gamers for free, not to mention crossplay for years on end, and are eager to provide gamers an open platform. Sony is still holding on to the old ways of doing things like keeping their games on the PlayStation platform or saying they believe in generations, which is a lie. Yet at every turn, they are making games for PC or are going to provide certain aspects on the PlayStation 5 platform as long as they get paid. Let's hope all of these stubborn ways of Sony are long gone, and from now on we can enjoy an open platform that isn't boxed in like the PS4 was. Because we know that's exactly what the Xbox platform is doing, giving free updates and providing gamers the type of features they want. I'm sure Sony will try to follow suit in that, and I truly hope they do, because they've done a couple things that really show that they're going to be moving to PC or kind of opening up their platform. But when things like this come out, I just want things to change. I want to be open platform. I want to have cross-play and a lot of cross-save games because that's what we want as gamers. I want to be able to play my game on my Xbox, transfer to my PC, and not worry about character transfers. I just want it to work, much like Xbox Game Pass does. I can play on my Xbox, I can play on my PC, I can play on xCloud, and it all just works and all my saves come with me. Hopefully Sony starts doing that and lets the old ways of doing things fall to the wayside. But enough of what I think about all this. Tell me what you think about all of this. Are you going to play any of these FPS boosted games that Xbox just dropped? Is it disappointing to hear about Sony blocking crossplay? Do you think Sony is still anti-consumer? Why did Sony only care about their bottom dollar instead of their gamers? Is Xbox the reason Sony is changing their ways now? Will we see Sony pull back on some of the old archaic ways of doing things? Or will Xbox lead the way yet again? Go down below and let me know. And I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please hit that subscribe button and that like button. The support helps out the channel more than you know. And give me a follow on Twitter at Zalker87. I'm always on there talking games and sharing my latest videos. Plus, I love interacting with everyone there, so get on Twitter and let's talk about gaming. Also, follow me at Xbox Live. My gamertag is Zalker87, just like my channel name. See what games I'm playing, and let's compete in achievements for the month. Right now, I'm playing Returnal. That game is so tough. I'm having such a good time with it, though, because I love looking around, I love roguelike games, and I love getting all the new gears and upgrading my guns and all that kind of stuff. But it is a little bit confusing in the beginning. There's a lot thrown at you at one time, so I really recommend you go in the menus, kind of read what everything does, and then you build your character from there, because you want to get the best build to move forward against the enemies. And that's what it is. It's all about combat, getting the best build and putting out the best damage and having great survivability. So yeah, I'm enjoying the game. The game looks stunning on the PS5, so I really recommend everybody check it out. But if you don't like really hard challenging games where you die a lot, don't get this game because you will not enjoy it. But outside of that, again, I'm playing Outriders, Rocket League, and a bunch of other games. Plus, I'm kind of looking to get into an RPG, so I don't know, I kind of feel like a big old RPG, so I might look into something like that or wait for Mass Effect to come out. But let me know what you're playing. Go down below. I want to know, are you playing on your PS5? Are you playing Returnal? Are you on your Xbox? Or are you waiting for one of the new games coming out this month? Because we know there's a lot of them coming out. Go down below and let me know. And that's all for now. Thanks for watching, and until next time, remember, enjoy your gaming. Later.